Smell that? We're almost there, Wesker. Let's have a look. Come on, break it up!
Save your lovemaking for below deck.
They listen to you. Barely. But what happens if your lord brother decides he's the one in charge once we're at Ironrath? Do you expect them to follow his orders? Or will it be you commanding them? They don't know him. A lord sounds an awful lot like a master.
Doesn't matter if Rodrick's lord of our house. These are my soldiers to lead.
Huh? You may want to start by telling them your brother's not to be harmed. He hasn't had a chance to win them over like you have.
Point taken.
Rodrick would not fare well with these guys, no question.
That's odd. Port's quiet. No guards. Hardly any ships.
Maybe they're all off fighting one of your king's wars.
Could be.
Or could be we'll have a fight on our hands. I'll let the others know.
Right. Oh, this couldn't be easy, could it?
So, this is Westeros.
Ugly and small.
Fucking freezing, too.
I said you'd be paid. I never said you'd be warm.
Asher, thank the gods you've made it back.
You've looked better.
We've no time for small talk, brother. Hope you're ready for a fight. Lord knows you're coming. He sent men to intercept you. We need to hurry.
Been stuck on a boat for weeks. Could use a good fight.
What?
Shit.
Get that gate open!
Asher, no!
That's not
It's
good.
been a while since I killed any White Hills.
This should be interesting. Oh no!
Out of my way!
I like that guy. I don't want him to die.
It won't go farther!
Asher! You have to get out of there!
Looks like it's up to us.
Asher! Raise the gate! They've got us outnumbered! Oh, shit! We have
Not
to get out
good.
of here.
Go, go, go! This is not going well.
Advance! The gate will fall without one of us holding it. One of us has to stay.
Oh shit! No, 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 no. What? Fuck. Hold up, I gotta pause for a second. Hold on a second. Okay, so I gotta choose between Rodrick and Asher. Which one dies? Ah, fuck. Alright, alright. I gotta really think about this for a second. I did not expect that to be a thing. Okay, so So I've thought about this for a bit, and I think I've made my decision now. I want to explain this out. I know this is kind of anticlimactic because I should kind of just make the choice right here and now, but I feel like explaining it at the moment might be the best way of going about this, just so you guys understand my mindset. So I'm gonna let Rodrick die, and some of you might not like that. I don't know. But the reason why I'm doing that is I feel like Rodrick has kind of had most of his character progress the way it needs to. The thing about Rodrick is that his symbolism was, you know, of a broken, beat down house, whereas Asher is kind of always symbolized the new age, or not really new age, but more so the savior of the house. Like, he is bringing in the cavalry. He's the one bringing in, you know, the savior, you know, to the house potentially to protect it. Whereas Rodrick is more of a cunning and smart kind of guy, and he knows when to bow out, and he knows when to just kneel down, or at least that's how I've kind of presented him up to this point. Asher is not that guy, and whereas Rodrick might kind of let up a little bit, Asher, for the most part, is not going to do that. Granted, he won't kill somebody if he doesn't need to, but he's not afraid to do it. And I think, I don't know, for some reason, I feel like Rodrick, it's the way I've kind of made his character, he's a little bit softer. Still, once again, more intelligent and definitely better at playing the quote-unquote game. But in order to restore the house, I feel like Asher is probably their best bet. He can control that army. It just seems like a smarter choice. The other thing is that, once again, I feel like Rodrick's character has fully progressed to the point where it makes more sense for him to sacrifice himself. Whereas Asher, I feel like he still has some development to do. He is, you know, still brash, he's arrogant, and he has some growing to do. And I feel like killing him off would just be, at least in terms of the story, it wouldn't be the smart thing to do. He hasn't had nearly as much of the spotlight on him, and I just feel like it might be a more interesting route to take to keep Asher, even if Rodrick generally is somebody that I've enjoyed the storyline more for, that really mostly has to do with the setting more than the character themselves. I was disappointed with Asher for, you know, probably between episode 2 to 3, but very recently I've started to like him more and more, and I've liked where we're going with it. So yeah, that's my choice. Sorry if you don't like it, but, you know, it is what it is.
My lord, you must hurry! We can't lose you! We need you to lead our house!
Let me save your life, and our house. Iron from ice, brother. Iron from ice. I'll hold them off!
But my lord, you can't!
Asher is your new lord.
Yes, my lord.
Rodrick, go!
Fuck you. Feels like the sound's not working the way it should. This is not good. Well, that was the end to Game of Thrones Episode 5. That was actually shorter than the previous episodes. It was only, yeah, it was not even an hour and a half, so I'm kind of surprised. But that having been said, they probably still have quite a bit of story left to tell in Episode 6, so it's still pretty much is justified to have a 5th episode, or 6th episode, I suppose. All right, so I kind of explained a good amount of the reason why I decided to let Rodrick die. And that might not be something some of you are too fond of, but I do honestly believe that this could be a more interesting route to take. And furthermore, I think a lot of what I was saying about the character progression has to do with the setting itself. Asher has been in Marine this entire time, and he's finally back where he was exiled from. And that has so much conflict and transition to be shown that it almost feels like it would be wrong to keep Rodrick in it. I feel like his story has been told. He has had everything that he needs to happen. He, granted, isn't going to get his redemption against the White Hills, certainly, but I feel like in a certain way he kind of did. I mean, he is the catalyst for the redemption, if it happens, obviously, by sacrificing himself and allowing this new group to take over. I don't know, dude, like, and I'm not saying this was an easy decision. It certainly wasn't. I was not expecting that to happen, but I don't know, dude, like, I really do think that this was probably the right choice. When I look at the possible alternate decision by keeping Rodrick alive, I look at the different conflict that could be presented as opposed to reassimilating back into his old home life like it would be with Asher, and kind of dealing with the probable, not disdain, but resentment from his family for allowing his brother to die. The alternate path with Rodrick is that he experiences growing pains with these cell swords, and how all these people who came in to help, the person that kind of pushed them forward and inspired them to do it is now dead. Granted, still I think it would be interesting, but I don't think it will provide quote-unquote character development, whereas the situation with Asher could. I feel like Rodrick is a good leader when it comes right down to it. I feel like he has the patience that Asher does not, and that might seem like it would be smarter to decide to keep Rodrick because of it, but I think quite the opposite, because this could provide Asher the opportunity to turn into that person. Not only does he have that sort of mean streak to him, and he is a warrior, but if possible, he could turn into a good lord, you know, and kind of proving his family wrong. I could be wrong. It might not pan out like that. Hell, the entire Forrester family could die in the final episode for all I know. But nonetheless, I think that this I keep on saying it, but I think this could provide the best avenue for an interesting storyline. Up to this point, or at least like up to probably episode 4, I definitely liked Rodrick the most. Rodrick was actually my favorite character, and Asher was probably one of my least favorite characters, at least through the ones that you could play. But this last episode really made me start to like him a little bit more. I felt like he came out of his shell a little bit. He kind of picked up that sort of brash, like, you know, smart-ass behavior that he had earlier on in the series, and it was also displayed his brutality, you know, which we haven't gotten a chance to see that much of up to this point. But when he wants to be, he can be a fucking badass. And I don't know if Rodrick is capable of that, at least, you know, with the character that I have created with him. And I don't know if I could really transition him this drastically and make it feel organic. Whereas with Asher, I feel like, you know, he's been kind of steadily building up to being a little bit more compassionate throughout the series, and a little bit more understanding of other people's points of view. So, I don't know. Maybe I made the wrong decision. We'll find out. Nonetheless, I felt like that was a great scene, and I really enjoyed making that decision, even if it was one that was very difficult to do. Yeah, so hope you guys aren't too mad at me. But that's all I really have to say. I'm looking forward to the 6th episode. Yeah, I'm surprised at how little attention this series is really getting. Most people love The Walking Dead, like that's the big one, which is probably my least favorite of anything Telltale's ever made. But, you know, a lot of people pay attention to that. Some people really like Wolf Among Us, but I really have to say Game of Thrones and Tales from the Borderlands are probably my 2 favorites, and they're both going on right now, and I've really enjoyed them so far. And even if there isn't much consequence in these Telltale games, and by not much I mean like any at all, pretty much every decision you make, they'll find a way to write around it and get to the same place. I'm not really sure how they're going to do that with this. It feels like since it's the final episode, they're probably thinking, fuck it, we can put a little bit more time into this final episode and craft these two different storylines and different reactions and different relationships that there could be. So, yeah, I don't know. This might actually mean something. This might matter. I would think it would. It's a pretty drastic decision that was made. My only thought is Elena Glenmore and how that's gonna, how she's gonna feel about this. She lost her brother and her boyfriend, possibly soon to be husband, over the course of like 24 hours. So, she's probably not in a very good state mentally, but we'll see. Maybe we can figure out some sort of resolution for her. Probably not. She's probably going to be very distraught and depressed upcoming in episode 6, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, with that, if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe and all that, and I will see you guys next time.